name. Hi, I'm Sharon Haver.
And I'm Brad Boles from the Real Housewives of New York City. And where are you from?
Brooklyn.
Really? Okay.
I'm from FocusOnStyle.com, and Brad and I would like to take this little time on YouTube to chat with you.
Yes. Today we are going to talk. These are generally toys that boys play with. You see, the hand goes up
We
and
don't know
down,
what Brad has
and the
pulled
mouth
from our
opens.
place. Yeah.
Now, I didn't grow up with these toys. I grew up with these toys.
Oh, that's my Barbie.
I grew up with these.
My mother made that outfit.
So, now you and Mary could choose. What's more fun to play with? A Barbie? Or what is this?
A monster?
A
It's
monster.
My kids. So, but let's discuss Barbie
Yes.
and her do.
Okay.
And let me this is actually, and notice Barbie has a
Look.
camera.
He's biting her ass.
Shut up.
Okay.
Anyway, so listen. People want to know how I started in fashion and how I got obsessed about fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the ways is when I was a little girl, and look, she has a brocade lining.
I know.
Whenever I would get sick, my mom would stay up all night
Okay.
and design outfits, couture outfits for my Barbie.
Of course
and
she
make
would.
them.
Because that's what
Barbies-
mothers are supposed to
that's
do.
what no, this is a lot of work. Look at this Barbie outfit. She has a sheath dress on, and she has a belt, and she has a brocade
And
lining.
she has a camera.
And she has a camera.
So do you think your
and a
mother?
fabulous...
Do you think your mother foresaw the fact that one day you'd be reporting on fashion?
No, I think she scarred me for life that I could become obsessed about fashion with my Barbie doll collection. But this Barbie stays near my desk at all times with Skipper. You could bring Skipper down, but I think he's afraid to get up.
Yeah,
and they're
Skipper.
kind of my little nostalgic memories of my childhood. And they are also fashionable.
They certainly are. Now, but my point is,
Should
America.
Barbie join us?
Yeah, my point is,
Let's have a fake Barbie. Here, we'll put a fake.
who would you rather play with, Barbie or the jaw-eating monster?
Some people would rather play with George Clooney.
George Clooney. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people would rather play
Or
with George
John
Clooney.
Hamm.
Absolutely.
Mick Jagger.
So
Brad
today,
Pitt.
that's true.
Or Charo. You just never know.
That is very, very true. Now,
Do you know that somebody told me that I remind them of Charo?
you told me that the other day.
I know, isn't that...
Well,
I was
Charles, like she's
how?
like 100.
She's not that old, but...
She's up there.
I don't coochie.
Well, I don't know.
And my accent is different.
That's true. So today we're going to talk.
And people used to tell you that you reminded them of Boy George.
That's true.
We have photos.
I've remained thin and gorgeous. He's overweight, but he's still brilliant. He's a fabulous, fabulous writer.
Does he insult people all the time, too?
Yes, he does.
Oh,
Actually, he's
okay.
got a more wicked tongue than I do. And in fact, interestingly enough, I have great news to report. On Monday evening, guess where we're going?
Where?
Sue Tilley's in town. She's the one that wrote the book on
Cool.
Lee Bowery, and Lee Bowery.
Wait, Monday we're supposed to be doing that
Yes,
open...
this is early. This is going.
So
you may,
is our little casting call.
you know, Sue Tilley she was Big Sue. She was known as Big Sue, and she's the one that wrote the incredible book on the life of Lee Bowery, and Lee Bowery was one of her very dear friends.
Well, but let's not talk too much now because we're going to do something else with her soon next
Yes,
week.
but anyway, so
Possibly on-
but anyway, the party's on Monday night, and we're going. It's a cocktail party that her friends are throwing, and it's actually right around the corner from you.
You know I don't like to commute.
So, with those drag queen heels of yours, you can just, you can roller
I
skate
can
home.
walk over. Anyway.
But on the subject of trendsetters, because we know that Lee Bowery was a trendsetter, I think that one of the overall viewpoints of actually this last week's Fashion Week, which we actually have talked about some of it, my whole opinion about American fashion has always sort of leaned towards non-inspired but clean, simple, classic, basic lines of the really great American designers that work, like Calvin Klein, Donna Karan, Isaac Mizrahi, Vera Wang.
I loved Isaac's show. I just thought it was so simple.
I mean, I think that Americans are known for the really great American designers that get it right. Ralph Lauren, it's all about simplicity and paring it down. And
we're known for American
and
sportswear.
now that obviously Fashion Week has hit Europe, and so obviously.
Did you see Gucci?
I know.
I love Gucci. And Brad makes fun of me because I don't wear color.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
incredible.
gosh, the colors, it's these jewel tones. It's so beautiful.
So the point that I'm making is now they're rolling out all the shows in Europe, Milan, and then they're going to Paris and then London. And what's interesting is if you
No, they just did London.
I mean, I'm sorry, they just did London. It's Milan. It was London, Milan, and Paris.
We have our London report coming up
Yeah.
tomorrow on Focus on Style.
And it's really interesting when you look at, I think the only American designer that was represented in this season that really had that like European wow factor was Marc Jacobs. Off the charts. Color beyond. Everybody walked away from that show.
Because you know I love my color.
Yeah, Rachel Zoe, everybody flabbergasted, just beyond. They said,
Well,
they said it's the best. They said it was the best collection of his entire career.
Well, I think part of the problem with American designers is they become one-trick ponies. They get a theme
Yeah.
and they redo it 47 different ways on the runway. So what happens is so many shows were so gung-ho about beige and sand and white and making an effort to have this lighter, more gentle
Right.
palette, which is really beautiful. But when you see 47, 51 different beige,
It's true. But also,
more on a theme, it gets a little boring. But they will, you know, they'll be shipping it differently.
but I
They're
think
just
that
making
also,
a point on the runway.
no, but I think that what's interesting is that the point that I'm making.
Because, you know,
Marc
it takes
Jacobs
Brad
is-
a really long time to get to the point.
Yeah, no, the
sometimes.
point. Oh, yeah,
Longer
right. Well,
than me.
yeah, exactly. The point that I'm making is the fact that Marc Jacobs has been living in
But I
Paris
get good soundbite.
for the last how many years has he been doing Louis Vuitton now?
A long time.
About 10 years, almost 10 years. So you definitely feel that there's a very different influence going on there with him. I mean, he's feeling more like a European designer.
yes.
What do you think?
I think he always had sort of that little one foot on one end. You know,
Well,
has
he
that-
was the downtown bad boy for a long time, and he's been legendary for keeping editors waiting for hours.
Yeah, like other people don't. But I think
Not
that
like him.
I think that he, to me, is a real New Yorker. Because most New Yorkers, you know, we're
Right.
kind of different than the rest of the city. We travel a lot. We see different things.
Correct.
And the city is an amalgamation and a blend of all different cultures. And New Yorkers kind of dress in a very mismatched way of a little Rome, a little Milan, a little Paris, a little London, a little Chicago, a little LA, not too much LA. And we create in a different way. And I think that
Right.
Marc Jacobs has that sort of a global New Yorker
Well, I mean, I
sensibility.
love Marc Jacobs. I mean, him and I both have, we bond because we both, love the Birkin bags. So,
Anyway, on that note, because I know we get really long, and Brad has a Birkin story to share, so we're going to save that for the next clip.
oh yes.
Sharon Haver
Brad Boles.
and Barbie, with my favorite Barbie. She kind of looks like I Dream of Jeannie, doesn't she?
She does indeed. I love her.
So we would like to bid you a fond adieu. Come visit us on FocusOnStyle.com.
Absolutely. And check in with my column. And
yes, Brad's weekly column on Focus on
yes.
Style, which
and you
I
can
think it's late this week.
Oh, yeah, I feel like it's late too. I know. I was working on that this morning, actually. I got a very good inspiration for this week's column, though.
You do? You want to tell me now?
No.
Okay. So you're going to have to read it, and what we want to say is bye-bye